Tip number one, stop putting financial pressure on your desire to help people and just help them. Just show up, give value, share your truth, share your heart, give it all away for free. And that posed a question. It was like, I already felt free in my life at that point. I'm looking back, I'm feeling into that time, and like I already felt free in my life. So many of us do our businesses to be free, to feel free eventually. The truth is that it takes time to build your audience. It takes time to build your community. It takes time to build that know, like, and trust factor. But also, when I started, I didn't have the desire to make money right away. Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the quantum coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. What's up, Badass Manifestors? Welcome back to another solo episode. I'm excited because today we are going to dive into the energetics of manifesting clients. And we're going to take it back to the beginning of my journey and really reflecting on what did I do in the beginning to manifest clients? How did I do like that? So we're going to dive into that. And I want to give you some tips to elevate your business right now to get into that flow, because you can create anything you want, and I want to help you. I want to help you get into that flow. Maybe you've been feeling out of it. Maybe you've been feeling low. Maybe you've been feeling super high vibe and in flow. So this will just bring you higher. And I just want to help you elevate the game. And besides this episode helping you elevate the game, there are some really exciting things that I want you to be aware of. I am launching something so exciting, and it is called the Big Coach Energy Blueprint. It's not available yet, but this course is going to be under $200, and it's going to help you step into your Big Coach energy. If you're on the fence about being a coach, if you've been thinking about it, if it's been that whisper to you that keeps showing up, if you have that desire to step into coaching, but you're scared, you're in that baby coach phase and you don't necessarily know what to do, how to do it, Big Coach Energy Blueprint is going to give you the blueprint you need to step fully into it and get the confidence that you need to own what you're on this planet for, right? Like what you're here to do on this planet. I can't tell you how many people reach out to me almost daily that say, Ashley, I think I want to be a coach. I think that I'm ready to step into this purpose, but I don't know where to start. I'm so scared. Who am I? I don't have the skills. I don't have the craft. I don't have this and all of that. And maybe they're not ready to invest in a coaching certification at that point because you're still deciding if this is what you want to do. And I totally get that. So I wanted to create a course that was so affordable for you to be able to fully search within your soul to make sure that this is the thing for you and to prove to yourself that it is. And that's what Big Coach Energy Blueprint is all about. So more on that to come. If you have questions about that, you can always DM me, always email me, hello@manifestwithash. All right, we're diving in. Before we jump in all the way, I just want to say, of course, that they're mowing the lawns right now outside, right? And usually I'd be like, oh, I can't record right now. Like, it's not perfect. They're mowing the lawns. But you know what? I want to be an example for you of messy, inspired action. I feel inspired to record this podcast today. I feel inspired to share my solo episode with you today. And guess what? This is the time that I have to do it. And so just because they're doing their thing outside, mowing away, doesn't mean that I'm not still going to show up. It is what it is. So let that be your permission slip to take messy, inspired action. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? You just have to show up for your people. I just want to show up for you and be of service. Anywho, let's talk about manifesting clients. And we're going to go way back to when I quit my real estate job and I started working at my yoga studio and teaching yoga full time. I was pretty much in love with my life at that point. Like, I was so content. I loved what I was doing. I loved that I was teaching. I loved that I was empowering people. I loved that I was greeting people at the front desk. Like, I was happy. And yeah, I wanted more, right? I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know that I was going to be a coach at that point. But I was so satisfied with what was, because I finally was listening to my soul's calling and stopped living for everybody else in my life. I stopped doing the things that I didn't love to do. And it gave me so much pleasure and satisfaction knowing that I could wake up every day and do something that I loved, which was yoga. So when I was working at the yoga studio and I started to get these downloads of being a coach, and then I went to my best friend's wedding and her friend told me I changed her life. And then I started to have this like, oh my God, I think I'm supposed to be a life coach feeling going off. I started to play with the idea at first, and I started to test the waters. And people that would come into the yoga studio that were late for classes, I would talk to them, and I would just be a space holder. I would listen to them. And then I started to get the confidence to say, well, this is what I do for a living. I'm actually a coach. And people were intrigued by that. Like, what is coaching? And this is a tip for you guys, among many other tips, but like, one of the tips that I learned in the beginning was that people did not understand what being a life coach meant. They were like, oh, what is that? Like, people do that? That's a job? Okay. Like, people almost made fun of it. And I was always so scared of that judgment of what other people would think. So what I learned to say instead of being a life coach is I learned to say I help people, because I didn't have a niche back then, but I said I help people break through their patterns and their limitations in their life. And I would say to them, you know those reoccurring patterns that come up in life and you're just like, why is this showing up for me over and over again? I was like, I help you heal that. And then you see people saying, oh, I think I need that. That sounds good. Okay, let's do it. So, that's kind of where I started with it. And I would go into the yoga studio, work there. When class was in session, I would record these videos, like little small inspirational videos. And I got to pull one of those up because they're pretty awesome, because they're so old and innocent. I don't know, but they're cool. Anyway, so people would come in. I started telling them I was a coach, and I said, listen, if you ever want to try a session, I'm happy to work with you even for free. And so I got one client, and then I got another client, and then I got another client. All of a sudden I had 5 clients that I was seeing for free. And I didn't even care at the time. And I think that is one of the things that is a block for a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, okay, I'm deciding I want to be a coach, and they're not seeing the financial gain right away. And the truth is that it takes time to build your audience. It takes time to build your community. It takes time to build that know, like, and trust factor. But also, when I started, I didn't have the desire to make money right away. I didn't have the desire to be like, I have to make money right away. There was no financial pressure whatsoever on my desire to help people. So, tip number 1, stop putting financial pressure on your desire to help people. And just help them. Just show up. Give value. Share your truth. Share your heart. Give it all away for free. And that posed a question. It was I already felt free in my life at that point. I'm looking back. I'm feeling into that time. And I already felt free in my life. So many of us do our businesses to be free, to feel free eventually. But tip number 2, feel free now. Feel free now in your life. And guess what you're going to attract? You're going to attract more things to make you feel free. So it's in that time, I was coaching for free and I already felt free. So I want to ask you, what would you do if you were already free? Because I think freedom is something that we all seek, and we think it's when we have this money or when we have this job or when we have these clients or whatever the heck we're putting in place with that. No, like freedom is here now. And I just posted about this because like last week I jumped into an ice bath at a Wim Hof workshop. And I mean, if I could feel free in 30-degree ice bath, I don't even know what the temperature was, but like there's freedom that exists even in high intensity situations. So tip number 1, stop putting financial pressure on what you're about to do, right? Like, don't go into the coaching industry seeing all these people making lots of millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. There is a lot of money to be made, but don't go into it for the money. Go into it because it's your calling and it's your passion and you want to help people. So looking back on the foundation of like the energetics of getting clients, I wasn't putting any financial pressure on it until one day someone handed me $65 and they're like, Ashley, you're changing my life. Like, you deserve to get paid for your work. And that was a big effing deal. Like, that was a huge deal for me to be able to receive that. Because my initial reaction was like, no. Like, I can't take this money. Like, no. Because I did have a poor relationship with money, being paid for my gifts, which is another huge block I see in new coaches, because new coaches always ask me in Quantum Coaching Academy, in MMIM, and QBA, like in all the places, it's like, Ashley, what do I price my coaching at? And I gotta tell you, there is no rule book anywhere in the universe that says, this is what you should price your coaching at. You know why? Because you have to feel aligned with it. What I felt aligned with charging in the beginning is nowhere near what I feel aligned with charging now. And so I could tell you what I think you should charge, but if you don't feel aligned with it, you're not going to call in the clients. So I don't care what you want to start with, right? I don't care what the number is. Just start somewhere that feels good to you and receive the money for it. And that's going to help you receive more of a flow, right? It's going to get you in the flow of receiving money for your work. So far in the energetics of manifesting clients, number 1, don't put financial pressure on serving people, because that pressure is going to create resistance. Number 2, allow yourself to be free now. Don't cap your freedom on a time in the future or have it be equal to when you have a certain number of clients or money in the bank. Number 3, start somewhere that feels aligned with your pricing, because the more aligned you feel with it, the easier it will become for you to confidently say, this is what my pricing is, or this is what I charge, or these are what my packages are, and not feel any type of way about it. So that's a big one too, like alignment with your pricing and not comparing yourself to anybody. Because trust me, as you grow, as you get more clients, you're going to start to charge more. You know why? Because you're not going to have the time to serve everybody. You're not going to have the time to spend all day, every day on one-on-one calls. That's not how you're ultimately going to build your business. Hold up while I sip my Organifi green juice real quick. Yes, Todd and I have been drinking our juice. We've been good boys and girls. And I want to remind you to drink your juice. If you have not yet had your juice today, or you haven't yet ordered your Organifi greens, what you waiting for? They are so good, so delicious. If you are ready to reset, return the body to homeostasis, if you're ready to reduce your cravings, if you're ready for micronutrients to help you infuse more superfoods for your body to feel more energized, more vital, and let's be real, just better about yourself because you're drinking something green in the morning, Organifi green juice is for you. If you're not into green juice, I do highly recommend just trying it. But they also have other juices, some that are more sweet. They really do have you covered from sunrise to sunset. They have a juice for morning, noon, and night.
And if you want 15% off, I got you covered, boo. Just go to my link, www.organifi, organifi.com/manifest with Ash, MANIFESTWITHASH. I gotta spell it out because it's a podcast. Just go to Manifest with Ash and you'll get 15% off. You'll feel amazing. You're gonna feel like you're improving your total well-being, and I think you're gonna love the taste. So if you're ready for some moringa, some chlorella, some spirulina, some beetroot, some matcha green tea, some wheatgrass, some ashwagandha, turmeric, lemon juice, coconut water, it's all in there and it's all waiting for you. So go right now. I can't wait. And let me know how you love it. I didn't know that in the beginning. I thought I was just gonna have one-on-one clients all day, every day. I had no idea that it would grow into group programs and things of that nature. Like, it all just evolved. And I think for me, one of my advantages was that I almost had this naivety about the industry, because I don't know if some of you know this or not, but I started my business in person. So I had an office, brick and mortar space. It was above one of my really dear friends' day spas. Shout out at Anchor Day Spa. And that's where I started. And even before I had a space, I would go to people's houses. And I started getting clients in person in my local area. I was a big part of my yoga community. So people knew who I was. They came to my yoga classes, and I was at every single yoga event. So I just knew a lot of people in my community. And I would say, get involved in your community. I know times are a little different now, but get as much involved locally as you can, because here's the thing. When people meet you in person, it's a completely different energy. It takes less time for them to know you, like you, and trust you. So what I would do when I first started my business was my friend Mandy and I would have workshops at her spa. Once a month, we would have a workshop, and we would have 5 people, 10 people, sometimes 20 people. And we would do personal development workshops. They were like little mini group coaching nights. And they were so fun. And at the end of every workshop, I would always offer my 30-minute free session. And so every single time, without a doubt, 1 or 2 people would book a free session, and then they would become my clients, because they got to see me in person and get to know me in person and feel my energy in person. So another energetic tip I have for you is to get to know people in person. You can still do your business over Zoom. You can still have your sessions over Zoom, but if they get to know you in person and you say, hey, come to my 30-minute discovery call. It's completely free. Let's see if we can work together. Something like that. It's a different energy. And it's something that I don't think a lot of people think of these days, because they're like, oh, online business. But I started in person, and I feel like that was the foundation of my business, because I got to actually be with people in IRL, in real life. And so the tip is, think outside the box of how you can connect with people in your local community. And I used to do beach events. I would do beach yoga and Reiki events. I would do workshops at different yoga studios. I did a vision board workshop. I mean, any chance I had to be in person with people, I took, because I knew that it would not only connect me to more people, but it would build the community faster because of the in-person connection. So think outside the box of how you can get involved locally. And this kind of rolls into my next tip, which is focus on building a community instead of an audience. And, when people come into the online space, they're like, okay, I need to build an audience. I need to get paying clients. I need to have a program. And it's like rushing the process in a way. But really, if you focus on building community, building real connections with people, and maybe you've heard this before, but I want you to really get this, like actually building connections with people, not just like, oh, she commented, so I have to comment back, but more so like actually caring and coming from a place of caring. In my opinion, building an audience is all about you, and building a community is about them. And I think that one of my secret sauces for audience growth has really been about growing a community. Like, we are a community here. A lot of you are my friend on Instagram and Facebook. A lot of you are in Badass Manifestors Facebook group. Like, this is a community. And my definition of community is a gathering of people that want to show up for each other, be up to doing good in the world, and do it in a way that supports and empowers others, right? So here are some quick tips for you guys to start to build your community, because instead of focusing on getting paying clients and manifesting clients, I want you to focus on the feeling of what it feels like to be in connection and community with people that are up to something bigger, that know you, like you, and trust you. And it's not even a question if they want to hire you, because they know that they already do, right? That's not the focus as much. So leading from your mission, vision, and why is number one, right? Be inclusive, genuine, and pure-hearted in your desire to connect with others online or in person. Tell your people that they're part of a community and support them, right? Tell them, like, this is a community. People want to be part of something, you know? Tip number 4 is generate connection through conversation. So if you have a Facebook group of your own, if you're creating prompts for people to connect, ask them to share their offers. Ask them to share what they're up to. Let them have space in your community as well, not having it be all about you and what you're up to and what you're selling and all that stuff, which that's fine too, but have space for everyone. And then number 5, bring people together. Offer your wisdom, right? Host a free workshop. Give away free content. And most importantly, just let people know that you care, you know? Ultimately, at the end of the day, if the people in your community know that you genuinely care about them, they're going to feel so held by you in a coaching relationship. They're going to feel so nurtured by you in a coaching relationship. They're going to feel so kept and so supported. And that is the goal, is to support people to their greatness and to leave them in their greatness. And all of that starts with connection. And every single thing that I talked about here, the one common thread is connection. Connection to yourself, to your mission, to your community, to your purpose, and to your freedom. So that's what we got for today. I hope that you love this episode. Tag me, let me know your thoughts. What's your favorite takeaway? What resonated the most? I can't wait to hear from you guys. And I will see you guys next week. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at Manifest with Ash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.